You've been invited to a party. You come home late after curfew smelling of alcohol. Your parents have been waiting up for you, and you're in big trouble. One of your possessions is taken away. You must choose which one. So which one do you want them to take away?
One or would they?
So you must choose. Your parents give the option for you to choose one of your possessions on here. You're going to take it away and crumple it up. Crumple it up because it's gone.
Wait, she can't ever get it back.
Right? Alright, 3, 2, 1. Stop. After a Friday night football game, you and a friend go to a mutual friend's house. His parents are not home and there's beer available. You decide to drink quite a bit. The next morning you have a hangover and you are not able to participate in one of your favorite activities. So go ahead and crumple up one yellow. One yellow. And then you're also going to take away one pink because you're hungover. You're not very happy. You're grouchy. You don't feel well. So maybe if you were pretty caring, you don't care today. Okay? Alright. Drinking has become one of your favorite things to do now. You're looking forward to every weekend to go to a party and drink. You feel that you can handle your drinking and it's not become a problem. Crumple up one person paper. No. What? Because this person tried to talk to you about your drinking and you blew them off. They were worried about you.
Pick who you think would be the most concerned.
But you blew them off because drinking was more important. Also, take another one of those attributes out, those pink ones. You're not so reliable anymore because you've been drinking a lot.
I would have done this.
Right? What's next? You find yourself drinking daily with serious consequences. You
That's when you
missed
call
school,
yourself Hamish.
you had to steal money to get money for alcohol. You're fighting with your parents because they're mad at you. You're sneaking behind their backs. Go ahead and take another person out. If it's not your parents that you're taking out, maybe that person was trying to help your parents and you didn't listen to them. Go ahead and take your last attribute out. You're also not doing so hot anymore. Everybody's kind of against you. So take out your last pink.
Oh, I'm not funny.
On your way home from a weekend of partying, you get pulled over by the cops. You are still drunk from your party, and you get a DUI. Crumple up one possession. Maybe you're taking your clothes away. You're going to jail, honey. You don't get to choose what clothes you wear in jail. Okay? You are now at the total mercy of your addiction. Remember when we talked about addiction and how you can't choose anymore once you're addicted? You don't have the ability to choose like you and I can choose today. You are at the mercy of whatever you're addicted to. Your life is out of control due to that drug. You need to turn to a partner in a second. holding the last cards that you have. Hold your cards like you were playing a card game so they can't see them. Anybody else can't see them.
Can't they see the color?
So they can see the color, but they can't see what's on the cards. Okay? Reach across. Let's do this row, this row, these two rows, and these two rows. So you're going to reach across directly from the person across from you, and you're going to take two of their cards, and crumble them up.
No, she's not.
I don't have any.
Sorry.
Back up here. 3, 2, 1. You have 2 pieces of paper left. You really want to stop your addiction. You try, okay? You want to stop. You quit cold turkey and you're like, I can't do this anymore. I have nothing left. I have not very much left in my life. And you start to, remember we talked about drug sick? You start to get sick, right? You start to get the worst flu you've ever gotten in your whole entire life, okay? You start to crave that alcohol again. You cave. Crush one more. You go back. You find your addiction, and you go back.
I'm dead.
Alright, let's hear from our class members what we have left. What do you have left? What is the only important thing in your life that you have left, Sydney?
My parents.
Your parents. They still love you. Even though even though you lost everything else, they took away everything. They tried to reprimand you. They tried to help with school. They don't know where to turn, but you still have them, right? Drake.
My friend Trevor.
Your friends. You have, say, a friend. One friend that even though you've dumped on them how many times, they're still there for you. Claire?
Four-wheeling and mudding.
Oh, you got a DUI. You got your license taken away. Okay. You got fishing left. You and the stream. Pretty sure your fishing license taken away, right? Not the first time, but after a few times they'll take your fishing license away. Yep.
Well, I'm not 16.
What? A friend? You have one friend left, Brooklyn? One friend, Colton?
Boy Scouts.
Ooh, okay. Else? Okay, your mom. I'm going to read you an article. Quiet, please. I'm going to read you an article that is an obituary for a girl who, okay? An obituary for a girl who died of a heroin overdose. Her dad wrote this. After losing his daughter to a heroin overdose, a grieving dad penned an honest obituary for his child. He says he wanted to highlight the dangers of drug addiction and to help others who may fight similar battles. Molly Marks, 24, died on April 16th. Her body was found in the restroom at her job. She still had a needle stuck in her arm. Parks, who lived in Manchester, New Hampshire, had battled drug addiction for several years. But her dad, Tom Parks, told the Washington Post that there were signs recently that she had taken a turn for the better. Remember at the end? We tried. She was trying. Okay? After 3 stints of rehab last year, she got a job delivering pizza. She reportedly worked 55 hours a week and was seeming to get her life back in order. She was here last Monday and she looked great, her father told the Post, but it's so hard, of course, that she got sucked back in. After her death, Tom Parks posted a heartbreaking and candid message on Facebook. My daughter Molly Parks made many good choices in her too short life, and she made some bad choices. She tried to fight an addiction in her own way, and last night her fight came to an end in the bathroom of a restaurant with a needle of heroin. Her whole family tried to help her win the battle, but we couldn't show her a way that could cure her addiction. If you have a friend, a relative, who is fighting the fight against addiction, please do everything you can to be supportive. I hope my daughter can now find the peace that she looked for here on earth. He decided to write a similarly honest obituary and to post it online. He told the Washington Post that he hoped to touch other lives by sharing his daughter's story. Even if everyone reads that, he says, oh my God, that can be me, and stops, if we could save one life, then we would be happy. That would mean that Molly didn't die in vain. According to the obituary, Molly Parks loved Harry Potter, preferred red lipstick, and enjoyed the theater and fashion. She was described as being fearless, a loving daughter, sister, and granddaughter. Here's the obituary. Molly Alice Parks, age 24, who most currently resided in Manchester, New Hampshire, passed away in Manchester on April 16th as a result of a heroin overdose. She was born in New York, Maine on March 13th, 1991, a daughter of Tom and Patty Marks. Molly graduated from Old Richard Beach High School in 2009 and attended 1 year at SMCC until her addiction took over. Most recently, she was employed as a delivery driver for Portland Pie Company in Manchester, New Hampshire. She enjoyed theater, fashion, reading, especially Harry Potter, and will also be remembered for a fearless personality and trademark red lipstick. Along Molly's journey through life, she made a lot of bad decisions, including experimenting with drugs. She found her addiction to heroin at least 5 years, she fought her addiction to heroin for at least 5 years and experienced a near-fatal overdose before. Molly's family truly loved her and tried to be as supportive as possible. But as she struggled with the heroin epidemic that has been so destructive to individuals and families in her age bracket. She is survived by her parents, Tom and his wife, step-siblings, Dustin and Delana, Rita and Raymond, paternal grandmother, Ruth, and numerous aunts, uncles, cousins, nephews, and a niece. If you have any loved one who's fighting addiction, Molly's family asks you to do everything possible to be supportive and to guide them in rehabilitation before it's too late. That one last person, what if you were the friend? What if you were your friend? You're the friend of the person who only has one friend left in their whole life. That's a pretty big responsibility, right?
If you only have one person and then they decide, if you try to keep everything else in your life, life's not worth living anymore then. Why would you want to destroy everything?
Why do you think people only get into the drugs and commit suicide?
Exactly.
There's a huge rate of suicide with alcohol and drugs.
Or you could just stay away from it.
The careful,
That's
right?
what I say.
The thing is that we just have to be careful that you don't, and I don't. I could become addicted to drugs just as easy as you guys could.
Yeah, like so easy.
Okay? I could make bad decisions. I could have a bad year at school, and maybe my kids are naughty and my husband's not being very nice to me. That could happen. Okay? Just as easy as you guys could make bad decisions. So what we, together, have to be careful of is make sure we know what's out there and we know how to refuse it so that it doesn't happen to us. Okay? A classmate of yours has offered to share a story that has happened in your family, right, Claire? About meth. So, go ahead.
My aunt is addicted to meth. She's been battling with this for 3 or 4 years. A couple of years ago, she moved down to Florida away from her family, and she's done almost every single drug that